Hey, welcome everyone. It's Zeke and Kevin again. Us, the stupid foreigners. You know us. We're doing doing our annual Game Awards predictions. I have the thing open. I'm gonna be casting my votes, and just as well, I have a spreadsheet open, and Kevin and I are going to be picking our So just to clarify, we're probably going to talk about what we want to win, but we're also going to be picking. Our predictions are based on what we think will win, not what we want to necessarily.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're also going to be going through just like like why we think these are being nominated and shit like that. So it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah. And I forgot the music. Fuck.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no.
It's not too late. I can just start it now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. We're very professional here. So Kevin has not seen most of these, aside from the big one, which I'm assuming was just trending everywhere. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's talking about Game of the Year.
oh right,
So
I got to stream to you too.
you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, we're very professional here. Anyway,
That
here
helps.
you go.
Fantastic. Okay.
Okay, so what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna do some of these, and then we're gonna do all the esports shit in the middle, and then some of these.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. So let's get started with best adaptation, actually. And
Quite a few.
our nominees are Castlevania Nocturne, the Gran Turismo show, The Last of Us show, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal the show.
Gran Turismo is also a movie, actually.
Oh, I thought it was a show.
No, that is a movie. That is a
Right,
movie.
no, it's the other one with cars that was a show.
Uh, yeah, I feel like this one's pretty cut and dry. I think it's gonna go to The Last of Us, honestly.
I also think it's going to go to The Last of Us. I'm not going to vote for The Last of Us.
Yeah. See, I would also vote for the Mario movie. I like the Mario movie. The
Yeah.
Mario movie is very fun. It has the soul.
Yeah, because
But the thing,
the Mario
but
movie
the
is
thing,
the only thing here that's not Sony Peacock's schlop or Adi Shankar schlop, and also not The
yeah,
Last of Us, which I don't like because as we've
yeah.
I don't I look. I hear the show is good. I hear it's good. I'm just not interested. Pointless, I say. Pointless to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is definitely a big step down from last year's adaptation category, which was super competitive and actually had good things on it.
Yeah, yeah, like the fucking yes, like fucking Sonic 2 was on there and everything. Like, come on.
Right, so adaptation is here. So we're both saying The Last of Us.
I think it's pretty obvious, that one. Yeah, I feel like that's an extremely cut and dry category because you compare it to everything else on that list. Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, and Twisted Metal did get decent reviews, but nothing that was like, blowing the doors off of the industry or anything. And the Super Mario Brothers movie had very middling critical reception. Most of the positivity was from fans.
Yeah.
The Last of Us was kind of the big deal of in terms of adaptations this year from a critical standpoint.
Yeah.
So I just think it's the most obvious choice here. I would be actually shocked if anything else got the win here.
Yeah. Definitely very. I like that Jeff shows me what I've already voted for. Let's just keep track very easily.
Yeah, it's very easy. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Let's go with best sports / racing. We got EA Sports FC24, whatever that is. F123, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest.
So there is a bit more competition here. I heard a shockingly good, lot of good things about Hot Wheels Unleashed 2.
Yeah.
Very, very good critical reception on that game, and the Crew Motorfest also. That turned out pretty well too.
This is true, but I feel like any year a Forza comes out, it's hard to beat the Forza brand.
It really is. The Forza is kind of the de facto racing. Forza is to like the modern racing game genre what Gran Turismo was in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Because like you have but on top of that, Forza has like two different versions. You have Forza Motorsport, which is the more traditional simulation-based game, and then you have the Forza Horizon series, which is more arcade-based and open world and kind of taking inspiration from like Need for Speed and
Well,
shit like that.
well, that's interesting then, because this is motorsport. This is the more simmy one. So is it possible that the critics might not like the sim as much as the arcadey stuff?
That is a very good question here.
Would they be more drawn to something like Hot Wheels, which is presumably more arcadey? I can't imagine Hot Wheels is a serious sim.
Oh, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 is extremely arcadey. I'm personally going to go with Forza based on strictly brand recognition.
All right.
But there is actually a pretty good likelihood that it could go to Hot Wheels. I feel like Hot Wheels has enough uniqueness to it that it could actually, like, I don't know, I feel like it stands out pretty well here, actually, in a good way.
Yeah, I feel like it might be something... The thing is, I feel like critics might like it better, but I don't know if as many critics played it, is the thing. Whereas I feel like every professional outlet at least touched Forza.
That's true, yeah. Because, like, to understand, the first Hot Wheels Unleashed was kind of a surprise hit.
Yeah.
When that came out, so...
But a lot of these critics are also people with children, and children like to run to Hot Wheels, so...
This is a very good point. As we learned last year, a lot of categories that have family games in them, those family games tend to perform very well.
Yeah.
So...
I will take the chance on this. I will vote for and also predict Hot Wheels Unleashed 2.
Okay. Very well, then.
Alright, let's go with Best Sim / Strategy. We got Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. Nice, diverse lineup here.
Extremely diverse lineup. Unfortunately, I would love to vote for Advance Wars because that's my shit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Fire Emblem is here, and Fire Emblem Engage was really well received this year.
It was really well received, but it kind of fell off. It wasn't talked about as long as its predecessor.
That's true. Three Houses had a lot of longevity, and Engage doesn't. So yeah. I feel like that's...
and it came out early. I think Engaged came out early enough in the year that people might have forgotten it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be honest. My vote here... Of these 5 games, my vote here is actually for Pikmin 4.
I'm feeling the same way, because I feel like not enough people played Advance Wars or Company of Heroes. I feel like Engage fell off the conversation. And nobody can run City Skylines 2 very well.
I feel like that's the big thing. I feel like that's the big thing that is keeping City Skylines 2 here from winning. The fact that it is just... so demanding that no one can actually run it well.
Yeah.
It is not a good experience unless you have,
like... The interesting thing is that if it was well optimized, and a lot of people were running it, it literally just came out, so it would definitely have that recency bias going into it. But I feel like the fact that not enough people have run it, and it's become kind of a meme, that, you know, people are staying away from it for now because it just hasn't been optimized yet. So...
Oh, yeah.
I think it lost its easy shot here.
Yeah. Also with Pikmin 4, it really did a lot to... also, just in terms of, like, the Pikmin series in general, Pikmin 4, when you compare to the other games on this list, a lot of these other games just have, like, kind of incremental improvements from previous versions, or in the case of Advance Wars, it's taking the original Game Boy Advance games and adding a bunch of modern quality of life improvements on top. Mm-hmm. Pikmin 4 was an actual evolution of the traditional Pikmin formula.
Yes.
Actually heavily reworked how the game operates, how the game flows from moment to moment. It is a Pikmin game, but it is an evolution of Pikmin more so than any of the previous games in the series, so I think that alone gives it a huge advantage here.
True, but I also think I'm mentally coming back around to Engage a little bit, and for 2 reasons. One, I think it's better indicative of the category.
That's true.
Pikmin 4, I get why it's here in the sim strategy category, but like I don't think people really consider Pikmin a strategy game in the same way that Fire Emblem is absolutely a strategy game from top to bottom. It half invented the fucking genre.
Oh yeah, it is a strategy RPG at its core.
Yeah. And also... I think you got to remember that it's critics that are mostly voting. Critics are 90% of the vote here, and I think those people are hardcore enough, and a lot of them probably have enough nostalgia from Three Houses to have some appreciation for Engage. So I'm actually going to vote for, and my prediction is Fire Emblem Engage.
That's fair. Mine is Pikmin 4. I'm going to go with Pikmin 4.
All right.
I will admit, though, you make a really good case for Engage, though.
Yeah. All right.
And besides, Three Houses won last time. So
That is true as well. It's got some precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for best fighting.
There were some good fighting games this year.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
a stacked category. We got whatever God of Rock is, and then we've got Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Heated competition.
All-Star Brawl 2 came out pretty recently, and that ended up getting some pretty good buzz, actually.
Yeah, it's possible that they could be riding the high from that.
They could. But ultimately, I think it's mostly a fight between Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6, which I'm not sure which one this is gonna go. You could fucking flip a coin on this.
Yeah. If this is a tough category because I feel like I'm gonna disavow God of Rock and Pocket Bravery here for just not being big enough names.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're great, but like, you know.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I'm sure they have really dedicated in small scale fan bases, but
yeah,
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are the big ones. They're the big players.
I didn't know what these were until I opened this page earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I feel like most people are probably the same. But it's tough because I feel like what's probably going to happen here is we're going to split our vote between MK and Street Fighter, and then we're both going to get bamboozled when Nickelodeon takes it. But I feel like if we vote for Nickelodeon, we're going to look like idiots, and it's going to be one of the two mainstream ones.
Yeah.
I feel like this is absolutely a fucking Schrodinger situation where like what the universe will conspire for the funniest outcome here.
Yup.
And there's no way to really outsmart it.
So, like, on one hand, Street Fighter 6, the big thing that is detrimental to Street Fighter 6 is the fact that it has very heavy microtransactions, which might give Mortal Kombat 1 a better advantage here. But Mortal Kombat 1 has a really fuck-awful Switch port. So...
Mortal Kombat 1 also has been annoying a lot of people with a lot of the self-censorship that's been going on.
This is true, and that's probably...
I've seen a lot of FGC people on Twitter not really liking the direction MK has gone artistically.
Mm-hmm.
And also the FGC has also not been super kind to NetherRealm in past years. You know, they don't really like them that much. So.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let you take point on this one. Which one do you think is gonna get it?
I honestly think I reserve a small chance for a Nickelodeon Dark Horse victory, but I think the safe bet here is Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, that is a good bet. That is a really good bet. I'm personally gonna go for Mortal Kombat 1 though.
All right. Well, we like
Mortal
to diversify our portfolios.
Yeah. You have to understand, Mortal Kombat 1 does have is more recent. And it also has like the tag system in Mortal Kombat 1 is very well received. People really like it.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
Let's go for best family. We got Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
It's gonna go to Mario. You know it will.
Yeah, we know it.
Cause here's the thing. Small spoilers for later on. Mario is also nominated for Game of the Year. That's the only other award that I know it's nominated for. But the problem is the other nominees in the Game of the Year category kick Mario Wonder's ass. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious that I think the family game is going to go to Mario as kind of like a consolation because we know it's not getting Game of the Year.
Yeah.
As good as it is, it's not getting Game of the Year. And I wish I could say more about Sonic Superstars, honestly.
I've heard it's alright if you don't play the Switch version.
Yeah, from what I understand, there are two things that are keeping Sonic Superstars from, like, really...
Number one, Mario Wonder exists.
Mario Wonder exists. Okay, 3. 1, Mario Wonder exists. 2, people really don't like the bosses in Sonic Superstars. A lot of people find them very slow and tedious.
Yeah.
And the Switch version is ass.
Yeah. Alright, let's go best VR/AR, because we know little about this. Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapse.
Well, what do you think?
I think the artsy fartsy fucking people whose votes actually matter, I think they were taken aback by the surprise hit of Humanity. I actually think Humanity might have a shot here.
I think Humanity does as well, but I'm gonna have to go with the safe bet here and say Horizon.
Horizon? That's interesting, because I've heard fuck all about this game.
It's Horizon.
Fair enough. Sorry, I wrote these categories down not as the website has them, but as they tweeted them.
Yeah, mind you, I don't like Horizon. I don't think it deserves to win. However, I'm going by what I think people will vote for, and I think people will vote for fucking Horizon.
What a great species we are.
Because it is the most astroturfed game franchise currently in existence.
Yep.
Fuck you, Aloy, you fucking 4 out of 10 from art class.
Let's go with best mobile game. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Lol. Hello Kitty. With that monetization, it's not winning shit. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter now! Now! I can't wait till I get home. I need to play Monster Hunter now! And Terra Nil.
I have a problem. The Dynasty Warriors game is not here.
Yeah.
That's the only mobile game I've been playing.
I was not aware of the existence of Monster Hunter now, but I'm really now I'm very energetic by the title Monster Hunter now!
But what if I don't want Monster Hunter now? I want Monster Hunter later. Monster Hunter when you feel like it.
Monster Hunter anywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, despite the fact that Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis had a ton of hype going into it, it got kneecapped hard by just aggressive monetization.
Yeah.
Aggressive monetization and monetization that is in your face, very, like, it is just it bombards you with gacha shit. I tried playing that. I played the game in the first hour of game. I played like maybe 5 minutes of game, and the rest of it was fucking going through menus.
Yeah, we gotta give it to the masters of gacha right now. We gotta give it to Hoyo.
Hoyo, it has to be Star Rail, especially considering that Star Rail has, like, how many fucking, like, major YouTubers have you seen that have had Honkai Star Rail sponsorships lately? They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's gotta be Honkai.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I would be shocked. I would be stunned.
Okay, let's rapid fire the esports stuff.
Okay.
Best
now,
esports. Go on.
Interestingly, I've actually been paying attention to esports somewhat this year, so yeah.
Best esports event, we got the League World Championship, the Blast TV Paris Major, EVO 2023. That's Counter-Strike, by the way. EVO 2023, the Dota 2 International, and Valorant Champions 2023.
Okay, so Dota 2 and Valorant, I don't think are going to get this one simply because, honestly, I didn't hear much about those two in terms of buzz.
My prediction here is I think it's going to be the Paris Major because it was the last CS:GO event ever, and I think I got a lot of buzz for that.
At the same Yeah, that's very true. Honestly, I'm shocked that Overwatch League isn't here.
They never really liked the league. Whoever fucking makes these categories has never really given the Overwatch League that much credence. Also, it won't exist anymore, so
That's true.
that's also
Yeah.
that.
I think Blast TV probably takes this one just because of the prevalence of CS of Counter Strike and the fact that it was the final CS:GO tournament.
Yeah. Esports event. Okay. Paris. Paris.
Paris.
Paris. Best esports coach. These people, I don't know any of them.
We know one of them.
Wait.
Florida Mayhem, baby.
Oh right, sorry, I didn't recognize them.
Yeah, Gunba.
Well, I gotta vote for the Florida Mayhem.
Well, we gotta go. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. The sheer fact that Florida Mayhem went from meme team to dream team, going from beginning to end
Yeah,
of
that's
Overwatch League,
too much of a
gives
fucking story.
it's too much of a story to not vote for. So I think you gotta give it to. I think you gotta give it to Florida Mayhem there.
Best esports team. We got Evil Geniuses, Fnatic, Gaiman Gladiators, JD Gaiman, and Team Vitality.
See the reason. See right here, you can see Florida Mayhem was not going to be here, so we had to vote for it there.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, though. I think I'm going to go with Team Vitality just based on, again, the strength of, like, Counter-Strike's, just prevalence.
Yeah. I see that argument, and I might even agree with it secretly, but to diversify the vote, I'm going to go with Evil Geniuses.
Okay, fair enough. I did hear a lot about Fnatic, though. I did hear a lot of good shit about Fnatic, though.
I've heard a lot of shit about Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
What was the name of the thing? Vitality, right?
Yeah.
Best esports athlete. Faker, Zoo, Demon One, Hydra, Ruler, Imperial Hall. As usual, I'm going to vote for the guy whose name I know. I'm going to go with Faker.
It's gotta be Faker, dude. It's gotta be. Found you, Faker. Okay,
And
best esports game.
Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile.
What the fuck is... Blood, thank you on the team.
And Valorant.
Yeah.
I'm going with Valorant because I feel like the CS base has been mixed on CS2's launch, and also hasn't really had any major events lately yet. So there's also
I feel like I feel like the problem with Dota 2 and League of Legends is that they're kind of just legacy choices here. They're the ones you expect to be on here. And PUBG Mobile, like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? Like, seriously, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, CS2's launch has been mixed, and it hasn't really had any major events yet, so I think Valorant just takes this.
I'm actually going to diversify the vote here, and I'm going to
Okay.
say Counter-Strike, too. I'm going to say Counter-Strike.
All right.
You're probably on the money here, but I'm going to say Counter-Strike just because I think it would be an interesting...
Turn of events, yeah.
Turn of events, yeah.
All right, so we got the esports shit out of the way, but let's go with best multiplayer.
This is a good category.
Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is a very strange category because only one of these is PvP.
Yeah, like most of these are like co-op multiplayer actually, so that's very fascinating. I think Street Fighter 6 probably you are probably correct that Street Fighter 6 is going to take fighting, so I don't think it's going to win here. Party Animals.
Here's what I think. I think anything Baldur's Gate 3 shows up in, it's probably going to sweep.
Most likely, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is the big game here. I think I'm gonna say Baldur's Gate 3 here.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we get more diversity of the vote here because holy shit, this is gonna. I feel like this year might be a BG3 sweep.
All right. Now let's go for best RPG. We got Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield.
Okay, well, this is fascinating. The problem I'm seeing here, is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't. The problem here is that Baldur's Gate 3 is such a strong contender for Game of the Year and so many other categories that it kind of just dwarfs the rest of the category.
But you can't not, like, it's the CRPG of the year, maybe even several years. You can't not put it in the RPG category.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This is the problem that I'm having with Baldur's Gate 3 here, because it's kind of throwing the wrench in the works of us trying to diversify our votes here, because it keeps showing up everywhere! Anyway,
The funny thing is, like, I feel like from a holistic point of view, this is actually a fairly stacked category, but it's just the prevalence of BG3 here.
Yeah, Sea of Stars, I don't think has enough mainstream pull to really
I agree.
take it very far here. Lies of P has
it's too fucking hard. It's too fucking hard for most of these critics.
It's too hard. Final Fantasy 16 has the issue of barely being an RPG. It is mostly an action game. And Starfield
There's a part of my brain that says Starfield might get consolation prize because, spoiler alert, it's not nominated for anything else.
Yeah.
But the power of BG3, man.
Yeah. Which do you think is more RPG, though? BG3 or Starfield?
BG3, absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
It's like a fucking classic CRPG with, like, modern AAA polish. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think BG3 takes this.
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna say BG3 as well.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those years where there is one game where whatever category it's nominated in, it will win.
Alright. Let's go with Best Action Adventure. We have Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom.
These are mostly Game of the Year nominees.
Yes,
as well.
Which is why I'm leaning towards the one that's not a Game of the Year nominee, Jedi Survivor. I think this might be Jedi Survivor's consolation prize.
It could be Jedi Survivor's consolation prize, but I'm gonna say Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Interesting.
I think Resident Evil 4 had some really good buzz early in the year, but the problem is it has kind of the same issue that Engage has. It fell off after a bit because
it came out too early in the year.
It came out way too early. I think Spider-Man 2 has, again, more recency. I think a lot of people are just in love with the combat and the traversal mechanics of that game. I think it just has enough strengths to kind of push it over the top in this category. I'm going to give it to Spider-Man 2.
Alright, this is Action Adventure, which is here. Okay. I think for the sake of diversifying the vote, I'm going to go Jedi Survivor, because it's the only thing it's nominated for, and critics did really like Jedi Survivor.
They did. It got much better reviews than its predecessor, and its predecessor still got pretty solid reception.
Yeah, I think this is the consolation prize, because Spider-Man 2 is up for so many other things.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Let's go for Best Action Game, not Action Adventure, Action Game, which I really like this category because they definitely diversified here and picked a lot of shit that wasn't in other places. We have Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2.
Okay. I'm gonna say something fucking wild here.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go to Hi-Fi Rush.
You do?
Hi-Fi Rush was a surprise release early in this year, and it actually kept a lot of buzz going throughout the rest of the year. It was a really big exclusive for Game Pass.
Yeah.
It brought a lot of people onto Game Pass as a service, and it just has it is such a stylish fucking game.
Yeah.
And it kind of hits the same, and like gameplay wise, it hits that same kind of, sweet spot that stuff like Bayonetta, your Platinum Games action games do, where it's like it's all about getting timing and combos down right, and especially considering that Hi-Fi Rush is one half rhythm game.
I can see that argument. I'm gonna go with critics' usual FromSoft bias and say Armored Core 6.
That's fair. This is one of the. I'm guessing this is one of the few categories
This is
Armored
the
Core 6
only. This is the
nominated
only.
for.
This is the only category Armored Core 6 is in.
I think it's probably between that and Hi-Fi Rush,
Yeah.
though. So I
These
don't
are,
think it's.
These are all good games. They're just not as big.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to buying Ghost Runner 2 very soon, but it's not gonna.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna make the same splash.
Yeah.
And Dead Island 2 came out way early in the year.
Yeah, and ultimately, Dead Island 2 also had the issue of only getting like kind of lukewarm response from critics. So
I mean, you got like 8s. You got like 8s, 8.5s, which is pretty good.
okay, yeah.
But anyway, I think it's gonna go to AC6 personally.
Fair enough. No, I would completely understand if it went to AC6. Honestly, it was a very strong contender this year.
Yeah. Let's go to. These are kind of intertwined. Best community support. BG3, Cyberpunk, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky. I feel like Destiny 2 is here every fucking year and it never wins, but it's just always here.
So, like, the thing with community support is that you have to give it to the game that had the best support from its developers to try and keep fans engaged.
Yeah.
And
Here,
no,
go on.
I don't think there is a game here that does that better than Cyberpunk.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Cyberpunk is up for both community support and ongoing, and I think it takes both of them because I think this is the CD Projekt Red redemption year.
100%.
And you could be cynical about that and say it's being pushed from their own PR department, and I kind of half agree. But I think it's also hard to deny how they turn that ship around. But I definitely think that's going to be the story this year.
Oh yeah, you really have to look at the last year of Cyberpunk's development and see just how much, by leaps and bounds, opinions on CDPR and Cyberpunk have improved.
And then ongoing is the same deal. It's Cyberpunk, and then Apex, Final Fantasy IV, Night Genshin. But I feel like, again, it's going to be Cyberpunk's year.
It's got to be Cyberpunk. It's got to be.
I feel like
I think,
once again we're going with the narrative.
I think we're pretty unanimous that we think it's going to be Cyberpunk here.
And then the other one is community support. I could be wrong about it winning both of them, but I feel like I can't tell which one is more likely, so I'm just going to vote for both for safety reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's go with innovation and accessibility. Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6.
So the problem with the innovation and accessibility category is that we don't pay much attention to accessibility in
I
design.
I pay enough attention to realize that when Insomniac is up, Insomniac tends to take it. Because they have a stupid bevy of fucking industry-defining accessibility options. I think they're leading the industry in that regard, so I feel like my vote is usually for whenever Insomniac is up.
Yeah, I think I'll go Spider-Man 2 as well on that one. You're probably right, because that's been true the last few years running.
Yeah. Games for Impact. A Space for the Unbound, Chants of Sennaar, Goodbye Volcano High, Tchia, Terra Nil, and Venba.
So, honestly, the big game here is Goodbye Volcano High.
That's been at so many... I don't know anyone who's actually played it, but that's been at so many fucking events that it's definitely the one that stands out the most here.
Yeah. Honestly, I would love to give it to any of the others, but I just don't think that any of them have the reach and the visibility that Goodbye Volcano High has.
The only other one I know a lot about is Terra Nil.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had a huge reach. I don't think... There wasn't a huge market for reverse city builder.
Probably, yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're going to go with Volcano High.
Yeah. I actually do know a few people who played Goodbye Volcano High. They liked it. They thought it was really good.
Oh, I forgot to vote.
Yeah, vote, dumbass.
Sorry. I'll actually vote for Terra Nil, though, because I feel like... I don't know.
That's completely fair.
All right. Best independent game. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder.
Pretty interesting category here. Viewfinder was really interesting.
A lot of people hated the dialogue though.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really kind of kneecapping that one, is just that people hate the dialogue in that game. A lot of people are like, just fucking mute the main character. Just mute them.
I think I honestly think here it's between Cocoon and Sea of Stars.
I'm gonna go probably Sea of Stars.
I'm not gonna go with Sea of Stars because I think a lot of people fell off of it. Like me, I didn't finish it. It has beautiful art. It's got pretty fun combat, but like just narratively, it doesn't do enough to engage. And I feel like for something that's calling back, something that's trying to be the next Chrono Trigger, that's a huge fucking detriment to it. I've seen a lot of people fall off of Sea of Stars.
That's pretty fair. I'm still gonna give it to Sea of Stars though.
Yeah.
You can give it to Cocoon though.
Yeah. To be fair, Sea of Stars has star power. but I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
That's fair. That's understandable. I am.
I was disappointed by it, and I think a lot of other people were too. But let's go to debut indie game, which is much the same, except Sea of Stars got swept up with Pizza Tower because Sea of Stars is not a debut.
Pizza Tower was such a huge fucking splash, and I think this is going to be its consolation prize because it's not nominated anywhere else. It's gotta go to Pizza Tower.
Yeah, I agree. I hate it, but I agree.
Why do you hate Pizza Tower so damn much?
Because it came out of fucking nowhere and thinks it's so goddamn special, and I always hate that. I don't like not knowing about things.
Maybe you should play Pizza Tower so you can understand.
No, I don't like it. It's ugly and stupid. Anyway, okay. Let's go with Content Creator of the Year. We've got Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Spreen, and Cypher Piquet.
Okay, so this is not a VTuber bias. I want to be very clear here. This is not me having a VTuber bias.
Yes.
Iron Mouse had a fucking amazing year this year. She had this massive subathon that pushed her to being the highest subscribed streamer on Twitch for about a month straight.
Yeah.
She had an amazing run of charity streams because she is herself disabled, and she was giving back to research for the disabled. She's come by so many leaps and bounds. Honestly, I'm giving it to Iron Mouse.
I'm gonna make this really fucking simple. Also, don't tell Mike. It's the only fucking name I recognize here.
It's Iron Mouse. It's Iron Mouse, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it going to anyone else.
It's gotta go to Mousy, dude. Come on.
Most anticipated game.
Shouldn't we leave this for like, whatever. Whatever. Let's do it now.
We're building up to the big ones. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8.
The problem with Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is that people... Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's a different game. There's so many fucking Like a Dragon games coming out. God damn it.
You're thinking of the man with no name, or the man who threw away his name, or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Gaiden. Son of a bitch.
It is tough. I'm going with Hades 2.
I'm actually gonna go with Tekken 8.
Interesting. That's diversifying the vote.
Yeah, honestly, Tekken 8 really impressed people with its initial showing.
Yeah. Maybe I just have too many years of Anubis telling me Tekken is trash to fucking think that.
Hey, the FGC community loves Tekken, man.
Yeah, I know. But I've had a charismatic black man whisper in my ear for years now. Tekken sucks. Tekken sucks.
Tekken sucks.
Tekken sucks. Anyway, let's go to best performance. That's not the one. Wait, nope.
That's incorrect.
Hold on. Try again. All right.
There
We've
it
got
is.
Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan from Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba from Phantom Liberty, Melanie Laburde from Alan Wake 2, Neil Newbon from Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal from Spider-Man 2.
I think this is between Yuri and Idris.
I think this is Yuri's year.
Really? Really now?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the Yuri getting to do a symbiote storyline is probably going. I feel like that's going to sweep. I feel like that's enough impact for people. It's going to stand out in this crowd. I feel like.
True, and that did, and I've seen some stuff from Spider-Man 2 that allowed him to really stretch his acting ability.
Yeah.
Like
The
Yuri Lowenthal is a good fucking actor, dude.
The only niggle in this is the fact that a lot of these other people were mocapping their characters, so they look like their characters. Yuri was not. So
Yeah.
it's possible if there's a normie enough panel that they might not make that immediate connection. Although, to be fair, though, it says Spider-Man right under his name, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the... I'm making commentary. I have to say things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's Yuri's year.
I would love to agree with you, but I'm going to say Idris Elba.
All right, that's fair. Where's performance? Where did I put that? There it is. Okay.
Won't deny, though, Yuri Lowenthal did an amazing job.
Well, they all did. That's why they're here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now let's just go up and build up to the big one, I guess. Best audio design. We've got Alan Wake 2, the Dead Space remake, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4.
So, this is a fascinating.
Yeah,
this is category.
This is tough. I'm gonna say my piece. This is the only thing the Dead Space remake is nominated for, and I feel like it's going to take it by virtue of the fact that audio design and horror go so hand in hand. You know, it's so essential to that experience. And I mean, granted, there's 2 other fucking horror games on this list, but I feel like because the other ones have other categories they're up for, I feel like this is Dead Space's consolation prize here.
That's probably true. Honestly, if Dead Space weren't here, I'd go Hi-Fi Rush again.
But you're not going Hi-Fi Rush.
I'm not. I'm going Dead Space.
All right, I'm also going Dead Space. Also, it's the only one. Actually, no, I did play Spider-Man, and I also own this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play this eventually. But I played Dead Space. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Dead Space did have really good visual design.
Audio design.
Admittedly.
We're going with
audio design. That's what I meant. Audio design.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. It did have really good audio design.
Yeah,
like very atmospheric.
Yeah, it also had good visual design. It had good design.
Yeah.
It was.
It did. It's a good game.
Yeah, good video game. I want to play it again. Best score and music. We got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Tears of the Kingdom.
So
I love how Nintendo doesn't credit their own fucking composers.
It's just the Nintendo sound team.
What are you, fucking 80s Capcom? Credit your fucking musicians.
Okay. So God. Hi-Fi Rush does have really good audio. Again, Hi-Fi Rush has such great audio design, but I think I'm actually going to go Tears of the Kingdom here, personally.
Interesting. By the anonymous Nintendo sound team?
By the anonymous Nintendo sound team, yeah.
Okay.
Like, admittedly, Hi-Fi Rush does have that like multi-layered like rhythm game.
I can't fucking support these new Zelda games in that regard because it's just. I understand it might be for other people, but that fucking minimalist ass fucking. Every 15 minutes I'm gonna fucking slap a few piano keys. I hate that shit. That's all it is. It's just every like 10 to 15 minutes the guy will wake up and be like, oh, I'm supposed to be composing. Piano. Da 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 ba ba dee. And I fucking hate that impressionist piano bullshit.
Oh, I hate it too. But I think the pull of a Zelda game is going to get the win here.
I am gonna pull a Kevin.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I think it's gonna be Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay, all
because the
right
game
then.
not it's the best score in music, and this game's entire fucking identity revolved around its music.
That's true.
And
That's
I feel
very
like
true.
that's a big enough draw for people, and it's got to win something. And I haven't really agreed with the nomination for anything else it's gone for.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think if it wins one thing, it's going to be this thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Best art direction. We've got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush,
Hi Hi-Fi Rush has a surprising amount of nominations this year.
Liza P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. For
Okay,
art
hear me out.
direction. Yeah?
Hear me out.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go to Mario.
You think it's gonna go to Mario?
I think it's gonna go to Mario because this is visual design, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is just like the art style, the expressionist, like the expression of the artwork.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is too. Tears of the Kingdom is just Breath of the Wild again. Let's be real here.
Yeah, with
It's
more
just Breath
with
of the
more
Wild there.
aliasing.
There's nothing really unique about it on a visual spectrum.
Well,
Lies of P-
I also think the hardware it's running on makes it look so fucking ugly.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Lies of P and Alan Wake 2 are beautiful games. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is they look like a lot of other like highly detailed, realistic-looking fantasy games and shit like that. So,
But critics love that.
critics do love that. Honestly, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the thing you have to understand, back when Mario Wonder was announced,
Yeah.
its visual design was the one thing everyone talked about.
This is true.
Gorgeous game,
This is
very
true.
expressive,
This is true.
visually spectacular for a
true.
Mario game.
These are true things.
Very unique.
These are true things.
So, I think that alone, and the fact that that's consistently been a high praise point of Mario Wonder, is going to give it that. I'm going to go Mario Wonder.
Interesting. Okay. I am going to. I'm going to think as though I am a game critic in the AAA space who loves the pushing of the envelope of the graphics. I love the graphics. I have a 4090 and it's everyone else's problem. I'm becoming this person, and I'm gonna say that this is too hard for me, so I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2.
This is too hard for me.
Yeah, as that person, as I'm role playing as a game critic, you know, I'm like, that Liza P, that's a very pretty game, but it's too hard for me. I just want to slap the buttons and go back to the 50 other games I have to play.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, the thing to understand is that Souls games are just barely on the side of just hard enough for a lot of critics.
Yeah.
Because they have very generous iframes. Lies of P does not.
Yeah. Best narrative. We've got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Spider-Man 2.
So, God, fuck. So, I actually think this... So, Alan Wake 2's been nominated for a lot of shit, but I think this is the one where Alan Wake 2 is actually going to win. I feel like this is Alan Wake... I feel like this is Alan Wake's category. I do.
You do? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I've heard good things. I have heard good things.
Yeah.
Why is it all the way down here? Okay, you think...
The narrative... Like, the narrative is just one of the biggest praise points that's been going around with Alan Wake 2, so I feel like that's strong enough to kind of give it the category.
Yeah. I think this is going to be part of the BG3 sweep.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly... Well,
not that it isn't a stacked category. It is. I just feel like the BG3 wave is coming.
Yeah. It's also worth noting, Alan Wake 2 is a game that's about a writer. And it's a game where we have to talk about the writing. And it's a game about a writer, written about a writer.
This is true,
So, yeah.
but I also feel like just more critics played BG3. It came out earlier.
Probably.
It had more surprise hype factor. I don't know that as many critics have gotten around Alan Wake 2 yet. And again, I think this is BG3's year to sweep, and it needs to win multiple awards for it to count as a sweep. So this is one of the ones I'm going to pick it for.
Hey, fair enough.
Why did I vote for it? I didn't play it. Fuck.
Yeah, change your vote.
You, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty, fuck it.
Okay, best game direction. This has Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Are you sure there's not more down below? Aren't there like 6 nominees? No, okay, there's
No,
five.
only
Okay.
only some of 6, like Game of the Year and a weirdly esports athlete.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's these 5. Which I believe is the exact same lineup for Game of the Year.
Okay, so God, the top 2 categories are fucking stacked, man.
Oh yeah.
So I think with direction, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom is gonna win for Game of the Year. I don't. I straight up don't.
Yeah, me neither.
But I think just the fact that it is an iteration upon Breath of the Wild's gameplay, and I think I think just that alone will give it best direction. Personally, I think I might go to Tears of the Kingdom for direction.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. It's the BG3 sweep, baby.
It's BG3 sweep.
It's
BG3 sweep.
Here's the thing, Kevin. Here's the thing. There have been so many fucking videos, articles, think pieces about why don't people make games as good as BG3? Why can't everyone do what Larian does? Larian has great management. Larian this, Larian that. Let's suck Larian's dick some more. And I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but that's been the vibe all year. And for the direction category, I feel like they've gotten so much attention, and this has been like a fucking once in a generation magnum opus type deal where everyone is looking at them and going, why can't we make games as good as that? And I feel like in the direction category, that has immense weight.
That's completely fair.
Yeah. So I think this is absolutely part of the BG3 sweep.
Okay, fair enough. I surprisingly have not I have not voted for BG3 very much, but like I'm really trying to diversify here.
I understand that. We got to make it interesting for the people.
Yeah.
And for ourselves.
Yeah.
For our souls. Anyway, and now the big one, Game of the Year. Surprise! It's mostly the same, except Resident Evil 4 is also here. Hi, how's it going? How you doing? So what are we feeling for Game of the Year, Kevin?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, it's part of the Baldur's Gate 3 sweep. You know it's true, baby.
It's like, what the fuck else is it gonna be?
Yeah.
None of these.
I'm gonna vote for the only one. I'm gonna vote for the only one I've actually finished, but I'm predicting it's gonna be BG3.
Yeah, because like the thing you have to understand about Baldur's Gate 3 is that like this game is the one that like everyone is just. This game has had its dick sucked the entire year.
It's its year. I think
it's the year of Baldur's Gate 3.
The other things I predicted it for, I feel are arguable. This one is not. I feel like BG3 is absolutely taking this, if nothing else.
Oh yeah.
I think it's taking everything else, but if nothing else, it's taking this.
Yeah, I can agree there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have gone through all the categories.
Yeah, I feel like with a lot of the other categories, you could make like reasonable. You could make some reasonable considerations for other games, but for Game of the Year, it has to be Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. I feel like if they don't, there will be riots, car fires, just bombings in the street.
Yeah.
You know? I feel they will not survive if it does not.
No, yeah. It's gotta go to it. It's gotta go to that.
Yep, and with it we agree on a lot of things, but we've also got some diverse picks in some places, so it should be an interesting year of competition.
Oh yeah.
What exactly we're competing for, we haven't decided yet.
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Still trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure. Go ahead.
I was like, you'll probably hear about it on the podcast when we do.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do for my winning losing bet thing.
All right, that's gonna put a bow on that one. Hope you enjoyed us going through all that in just under an hour flat. Yes, we're super efficient. It's like the same length as last year.
Woohoo!
Yep. So, thank you for joining us on our annual Game Awards prediction video. We'll see how it goes a month from now, or 3.5 weeks or so. I was expecting Kevin to say something there, but
sorry.
yeah, no.
I fucking play. No, yeah. Now, yeah, we do this every year. It's really fun to do this every year. This is like one of my
Yes.
favorite things that I like to do,
It's the
like
most
in the winter
Game
season.
Awards time of the year.
Yeah,
We also
I'm.
we also need to do predictions for announcements, but we're not going to do that on the spot here.
Yeah,
This is
because
just
like
other categories.
we're also gonna wait until like a few days before the actual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's also part of our bet, but you'll hear about that later, not today. All right.
yeah. The problem. Yeah, the problem is like with predicting announcements and shit. So much stuff gets announced right before the Game Awards that
Yeah.
it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
So
tried to do it like a month before previously, but like half the shit that we
mhm.
predicted ended up getting announced before that. So we're like, well, shit. Okay.
Yeah, we've learned our lessons since then. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our predictions, and we'll see how the bet goes in a month or so. So see you then. Zeke freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.